Game of Thrones returned with shocking reunions, a new intro, and Jon Snow finally finding out his parentage. The whole thing was basically a high-budget episode of Maury Povich. But here's why this reunion, while technically the shortest, ended up being the most powerful one of all: the meeting of Jaime Lannister and Brandon Stark. Bran and Jaime have only shared one scene together in the entire series before now, way back in the first episode, but that moment changed their lives. And since then, the characters have been on different versions of the same path. Noblemen who've had to move past their family legacies to find out who they really are. Similar to how they met the first time around, this scene happens at the end of the episode, as Jaime has arrived in Winterfell after leaving Cersei. He doesn't want to be a Lannister anymore. He's covered up his golden hand at the season 7 finale. We're seeing a totally different man than the one from the beginning of the show. You know, that, sexy Kingsguard guy who pushed a child out a window.
The things I do for love.
That push helped start the War of the Five Kings, which caused Jaime to lose everything. His children, his father, his hand, and the woman he loves. He's had to work really hard to try and redeem himself for all he's done. But it's hard when your past is literally staring you in the face. The things he did for love. There's a reason Bran is waiting for him. For most of the episode, Bran just shows up in the background like a dragon trying to cockblock his mother's boyfriend. He's there to be an exposition dump. And notice how this scene is shot exactly like the one where Bran ordered Samwell to talk to Jon Snow. But here, there's nothing to tell Jaime. So why is Bran waiting for him to show up? Because Bran Stark is there for Bran Stark. Like Jaime, Bran's been on a journey to find out who he really is. He was paralyzed, lost his mom, traveled beyond the wall, and became a weird tree god. He's so disconnected now, he legitimately does not see himself as a Stark anymore. But if we've learned anything from Sansa, Arya, and Jon, you can never stop being a Stark, no matter how hard you try. Jaime is Bran's connection to who he used to be, that little boy who lost himself when he got pushed out a window and had visions of birds. And this meeting, which has been a long time coming, is a reminder of everything both of them have sacrificed to get where they are today. It shows how connected these two are. They changed each other's lives, even if they were only together for a few seconds then and a few seconds now. This reunion may not be the biggest we've seen on the series, and it won't change the Game of Thrones, but it's one that carries the weight of a very big world.